Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. We're doing a little experiment. The baby's awake, but she's kind of in and out of sleepiness, right? So I thought maybe a running dialogue would help to send her off to Dreamland. Is that working? I mean, it's not like 11 o'clock at night like I said we would do a couple episodes ago. Because last night at 11 o'clock we were asleep, right, baby? It was a good night. She doesn't fully comprehend, it seems, like what's going on right now. She will, probably when she's like 1, she will, because it's not like I operate on that complicated of a wavelength. We randomed Eden. How about that? Sack Alter. Decent stats, honestly, except for HP. And CM4Z, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Little scary. I do hate Burning Basement plus Curse of the Blind. It's literally just completely my own fault, obviously, right there. But I can't see what's happening, and I don't think that's just me. We have an amazing trinket as well, so like realistically, we should be able to buy some spirit hearts. We might have to survive, you know, a little bit longer than well, than this, but I think, is that a tinted rock? Oh my god. It's like driving in the snow, man. We kinda have to, right? Like, we probably should have just taken it right there, but I think we pretty much have to. Hold on, this is amazing now. We can, even, like, with just this limited amount of, you know, potassium feldspar metamorphic rock up here, we can still generate so much money with the golden bomb. It's like actually better than almost all the items in the game. I think it's just this weird synergy that we just got right here. As long as we don't accidentally blow ourselves up, then I'm feeling pretty good. And this isn't even like a min-max sort of thing. This is just, you know, there's obvious value to be extracted here. I can't imagine a world in which we don't take Rosary when our HP is low, but I guess I'm just keeping my options open for now, which is fine as long as they don't, you know, suddenly close. You know, I really think if you did, and that was, you know, as long as I don't die is what I was trying to say. It'd be really interesting, actually. Like, we're not really at that place in Isaac right now where I would do this, but, just because it's one of those questions that's like, you know, you take a hit off a water-based pipe and go, how many items in the game do you think are worse than having a golden bomb on the first floor? I don't know, man. Probably like 150. I feel like having a golden bomb on the first floor is actually like an incredible value, even if you don't have Lucky Rock, which we do, of course, but I'm just gonna do some exploratory movements here. Not what we were hoping for there, but very fair to say that we're pretty stoked regardless. I mean, we went to 47 cents from like 4, I think. Nothing wrong with going 10x there. And I think, dude, I gotta be honest, I think maybe we don't take the Rosary. And I know that that's gonna seem bizarre, but basically, taking the Rosary is 3 spirit hearts. But it compromises... I'm not even going to take Nun's Habit yet. It compromises our ability... I'm down with that. To get an extra item in the future. You know, as a result of taking the Rosary, we'll turn another item in the future into the Bible, which is worth very, very little. Instead, like, you know, and I would even take this a step further, you know, I think we should convert one more time. And I actually feel, like, very good about this. So we're not at risk of death. We still have enough money to buy, you know, an item and a spirit heart minimum on the next floor. We can get an arcade on the next floor that can give us a bunch of money. No matter what, we still have Lucky Rock. Like, I don't think we're going to run into problems with spirit hearts. I want it to be clear. I want it to be known I'm not doing this under duress. I am leaving... Might as well take it for now. I am leaving the Rosary behind on purpose. This is not a mistake. It might be a mistake, but it's not an unintentional mistake. It's not like I'm just walking away without taking Magic Mush. I am I am deliberately choosing... I am operating on the suggestion that the opportunity cost of taking that is higher than the actual benefit we would get. Now, if we die, you can laugh. You get to go, ha 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 ha. But if we don't die, you owe me $1 trillion. That's right, 1 trillion. As always, I don't make the rules. And we got some, I don't know how many times I've said this in my life at this point, but we got some pretty good momentum going in Isaac lately. Obviously, this room didn't really accomplish what I wanted it to, but that's okay. We've won, you know, like when I was setting some videos yesterday, I got to, you know, refresh my memory of those Isaac videos that we recorded. Well, let's be honest, I recorded them, but, you know, we were all a part of them in our own unique way in some ways. Which is why the pot play is not merely my mistake, it's our mistake. So careful with your verbiage, or you will be ashamed of your words and your deeds. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I got to get a little refresher of, you know, how those runs went yesterday. And I mean, the third one that we did, the one that just went up, you know, right before this one, was totally fine, pretty easy. But the two that preceded it, I was actually pretty impressed with myself. Oh, yeah, the baby is like, I was here. Those were not easy. You don't even know the half of it. But why don't you have a 1075 streak like Sinvicta? Listen, okay? Sinvicta's just kind of built different. Or maybe Sinvicta's built normally and I'm built different, I don't know. We're not built the same, let's put it that way. He's an Apple iPhone and I'm a Samsung Galaxy, okay? We both make the news, but sometimes for different reasons. Because remember the Galaxies, there was that period where they kept exploding. Anyway, I'm not, people I know, they have strong opinions on smartphones and sometimes even might get upset, or let's not say upset, let's say annoyed. They might get a little annoyed when I'm, you know, make a knock at their favorite smartphone. I mean, I made a joke about a Pixel. I use the Pixel. Kate got it for me for my birthday like just over a year ago. Great phone, great camera. Now, if you're gonna twist my arm, Pixel 4, battery life, you know, leaves a little bit to be desired. Not that big of a deal for me. As a result of the fact that, you know, I don't use my phone very much throughout the day. But if you do, you might want to invest in a battery pack. I'm just throwing that out there. But I've owned Galaxies before. I've used the Apple infrastructure from time to time. I took a course where we learned, or attempted to learn, is probably a better way to describe it, but we attempted to learn Swift 3, which is, at the time, it was the contemporaneous programming language for Apple devices. So I'm familiar with all of them. You know, they all got pluses and minuses, but basically what I'm saying is lighten up. It's a phone, brother. I'm an Android guy overall, though, but I'm not like an Android guy. I'm just like a guy who uses Android, I suppose. We gotta think about this. Would you be mad if, like, I took nothing here? Like, I know that's increasingly become, like, the way that we operate, but... Well, I think we can afford Gimpy. Just because we're gonna take HP after, and this does preserve our deal with the devil following that. But yeah, that's not really kind of the improvement that I was hoping for. But that's okay. It's okay, everything's still going well. I think we'll... Really, like, what's the process for this run to get to greatness? I don't think it's too hard at all. Like our stats are default, essentially, but they're a good default. You know, it's not like we started way behind the 8-ball or whatever. I think the easiest method, you know, the easiest kind of, like, flowchart for our success is... just get deals with the devil, really. I mean, I wish there was something more, complicated than that. I think maybe you could be like, well, if we can get some bad familiars, then we can use sack altar, and we could, sack altar, and we could turn those into whatever we wanted, you know, or whatever we could possibly hope to get. But, you know, why would you hope to get bad familiars to turn them into good items when you could just get good items instead of bad familiars? You know what? It just seems like kind of intellectually disingenuous for me. Sorry, baby. These are a lot of big words. What I meant to say is goo goo gaga. Maybe that's a little bit more your speed. A goo. Exactly. She's like, yeah, now you're speaking my language. Baby is a language, by the way. I'm not saying you could learn it as an adult, but baby's definitely, it's got its own unique dialect, right? It's tone driven, it's not word driven, because sometimes in many instances of accented baby, there's really only like a couple of words that are in the entire dictionary. Agoo, ga, lem is another one. We're getting a lot of lem these days. It's really just hoping that, like, if one of these things gets, if it spawns close enough to Gertie, then it's possible we could generate a creep underneath it, and then use that creep to kill the boss much faster. So you know what? I think there's, oh, that's the one, that's the one! It didn't work. And this is, I'm not gonna hold it against the game. This is not really the way you see this boss fight going down most of the time. This is a little bit more of a snoozer than average, I would say, but it's because we got a Gertie that doesn't, excuse me, I was looking at my levels to make sure I was okay there. We got a Gertie that doesn't shoot. It's a Gertie that merely spawns. Almost there. Almost there. Any day now. Now, we're still, like, on pace, but on the, you know, dark side of that, we haven't done anything else on this floor at all. Okay? Very similar problem to our last floor. So now, of course, there is a little piece of me that's like, I wish I took Guppy's tail, but, you know, on 3 HP, I'm not going to sweat that too much. We will instead take Goat Head. We got a lot of stuff that's primed for, like, future value, but I can't deny that I would really love to... That was a very close call there. I can't deny that I would really love to pick up, you know, something that actually provides us with value in the moment instead of some speculation. But it is better... Like, imagine if we didn't have theirs options, and instead of getting 2 HP upgrades, we got, like... Magic 8 Ball, and then I don't even remember what the other item was in there. It was garbage, because it, you know... Was it garbage? Please don't be Magic Mush. I can't take it. It looks like I would settle in. I would grab a snack. We're in for maybe another long-ish run today, and honestly, this one's got a potential, like, expiration date if things don't go well. We're doing okay. But, you know, the stats that we previously thought were decent have basically remained unchanged. And, unlike Django Unchained, great movie, Eden Unchanged, well, in most situations, it's not gonna win the Oscar for Best Isaac Run. Okay, it's a good item, but, again, we can't really afford to, get rid of Sack Altar right now. I know, baby. The game is all about making these kind of, like, tough decisions where sometimes there's no clear-cut right or wrong answer, which can lead to a lot of discourse. Can lead to a lot of discourse in the comments and, you know, even in your own internal monologue from time to time. Pretty cool, right? It just, like, I don't want it. I feel like, a broken record here. They're like, can I interest you in a... You know, it's like when you go to a restaurant, you know, in the before times, obviously, and they always, you know what you want, you know? You're getting the green chili, the green pepper chilaquiles, and then, you know, the server comes over and they're like, oh, we've got an amazing special tonight. It's a baked whitefish in a lemon sauce, and you gotta wait for them to finish, like... And then, like, the fancier restaurant you go to, the longer the special gets. The special tonight is a beautiful flounder caught in the South Mediterranean, and then our chef does an absolutely gorgeous salt crust on it, and you're like, brother, I'm getting the hamburger. Wow, that sounds good. Are you guys, do you need a minute? No, I'll take the hamburger, please. You can't interrupt them in the middle of that, right? You can't be like, Excuse me, I hear what you're saying, garçon, but I'm more of a burger guy, just so you know. Baby, oh no. You're confusing me right now, baby. Because you should not really be... Oh my. You should not really be hungry. You slept like a legend. It was a legendary sleep. I had one of the weirdest wake-ups I think I've ever had in my entire life. I woke up at... I think we buy some spirit hearts here. I woke up at 2 a.m. I had like one of those weird dreams that also... and we'll preserve our HP so that maybe we can get to an arcade on the next floor. I might have to pause, and I offer no begrudgment to the baby for the pause. As babies are as babies do, right? Sweetie, what's wrong? I think she just wants a little attention. You just want a little attention? That's alright. Okay, I'll pause and be back. Remind me to tell you the story of how I woke up, though, okay? It's a doozy. Alright, we're back. You never know. We might have to pause a little bit more. The baby's kind of like, you know, she's up and down sleep-wise here, but, what, you want to talk about? Look, dude, we should pause the video more often. Did you see that? One little press of the button, and we're back in, optimism territory, but... Yeah, so I don't really, it's one of those dreams where, like, I don't really know, what happened in the dream. It's only contextualized via the way that I woke up. But I must have been dreaming about some kind of, like, emergency, some kind of, like, police or fire situation, because or maybe what happened, oh, I don't know, because, like, normally, here's what happens. Real world events, like sounds and smells and whatever, like in your bedroom, will work their way into your dream. And kind of like become part of your dream. So you might be dreaming that you're like on Saturn or something like that, and you're like, what the heck? It smells like, you know, fried chicken up here. Then you wake up from your nap and you realize, you know, your mom just brought back KFC. Baby, oh no. I can't, just let me finish my story at least, baby. This one was like the exact opposite. It was like I dreamed something into the real world. I know, I'm not delusional. I don't think that's actually what happened, but, you know, I, like, dreamed about sirens, and then I woke up, because, like, the sirens were, like, 200 decibels, and they were, like, right outside of our, house, and then I, like, I woke up and was like, there's, like, police outside. I wonder what's happening. So I got up and looked out the window. Nothing. Not just, like, you know, desolate 2 a.m. kind of, you know, beat out there. Oh, no. Okay, we're gonna, this is stage 1 of, this is stage 2 or 3 of grief, right? First we were like, in denial. We were like, oh, the baby will probably sleep. Now I'm bargaining. I'm like, baby, just let me go into the item room. Just let me see what we got in our item room here. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's the thing with bargaining, though, is like, now that we've succeeded on that bargain, we continue bargaining. We're like, oh, dude, I forgot we could use Sack Altar to get rid of Fate's Reward as well. I have a feeling, like, if we pay attention here, this floor is gonna be, it's gonna send us into the stratosphere. We really, really need, like, a marked improvement in this run. The DPS is just, it's going off a cliff relative to where we want to be. We also have, like, very few consumables. I'm not going to use Sack Altar yet, because you never know, we might get, like, a bad familiar at some point, and then want to use Sack Altar to get 2 items instead of 1. At least I feel like that's how it works. I don't know, something like that. Okay, try not to walk into the poop. I feel like Itchy Plate might have saved us there. I know that not Itchy Plate, Metal Plate that itches is probably, like, I think it's the item I've looked up the usage for the most. We're not gonna lose our deal with the devil, by the way, because we got Goat Head. Like, I think I might as well just bookmark the Wikipedia article for Metal Plate. I know it gives you a Spirit Heart. I believe that it also gives you occasional invincibility, like Infamy. Oh my Lanta, dude. You're gonna make me pop this pill. That's what you're gonna do. If you keep doing that, you're gonna make me pop this pill. So far, so good. So, I mean, actually, so far, so bad. This is like a pretty colossal disaster as far as boss fights go. But I don't think we actually played it that badly. I think we're just, like, really underpowered here. So this would be a huge possibility for improvement. 2 good items, and then 1 bad one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm honestly just going to... And that's a huge get for us. Maw of the Void is, like, an incredible pickup. I think we value Torn Photo more. And then I think we do kind of owe it to ourselves to... Oh, my God. It's alright. We owe it to ourselves to kind of, take care of the enemies on this floor so that as a result of that we can actually get as many demon hearts as possible. We didn't even really improve that much. We're just like slightly better, but you know, slightly better is way better when you're starting from such a slight position. Alright, but yeah, I'm excited again for content today. Always nice to be able to say it. Look, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not one of those guys who lies. Every single day doing this job has not been a privilege. Almost all of them, for sure. And in hindsight, I would say that, like, you know, you take the very, very limited bad with the, you know, very abundant good. You know, even the days, you got to keep it in perspective. It's something that I honestly think, like, when a content creator has, like, lost that... I mean, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it. I know I've said it 1,000 times before, but I want to be very, like, specific and as little open to interpretation as possible. Being a YouTuber is, like, a lot easier, and a lot of content creators will beg to differ, but being a YouTuber is a lot easier, in my opinion, especially in day-to-day operations than... the vast majority of jobs out there. You know, you get to sit in your climate-controlled office and, you know, like, really, I think for pretty much everybody that does this, there's, like, 2 negatives. One of them is, you know, drive-by anonymous feedback, and that includes, like, praise, as weird as it sounds. You know, it's just, it can be exhausting to read what hundreds or thousands of people think about you on a weekly basis, let's say, even if it is positive. You know, at some point you're like, you know, I mean, I'm my own favorite subject, but come on, can we talk about something else? And then the other part is that, you know, to some extent, it's not safe, you know, it's not necessarily a long-term thing, you never know, right? Like, there's a variable. In some ways, I kind of think that, like, at least when you're a professional athlete, you're like, there's an upper maximum. You know, nobody's gonna, with very rare exceptions, you know, not many people are spending 25 years in the NBA. You know, you're not going to be... If you're an NBA player, you're not going to be an NBA player when you're 55, right? Just like your body just breaks down. You can't keep up with the Zoomers anymore. But on YouTube, you're like, I never know, man. Like, what is this? This job could be over tomorrow, or it could last until I'm 80. Like, nobody knows, right? But it's a very easy job, to be honest, in the sense that, like... again, I want to... It's not that there's no negatives with it, but, you know, would you rather, given the choice, sit in an air-conditioned office all day, or and just talk into a microphone, or would you rather, you know... I'm trying to think of, like, a job that would make this as easy as possible. Would you rather be one of those guys who, like, breaks rocks? I still don't really understand, like... This is not intended to be a pivot necessarily, but I still don't understand, like, in prison, every time they show someone in prison in, like, an old movie, why are they just breaking rocks? Like, is that how gravel's made? I honestly, and this is not just from Minecraft, I honestly thought gravel was kind of like a naturally occurring substance. Like, not that you plant gravel and it grows in the ground, but... rather that, like, you know, there would be biomes essentially on Earth that were like, oh yeah, due to the climate or the humidity here, like, rocks don't form as well. We just get a lot of gravel. Thought it was worth taking a look, at least. I mean, I feel like Lucky Rock is still just better. This run is now getting quite good, though. Just let me caffeinate. But yeah, you know... There have been days that have been better than others, right? Like the day the new Isaac DLC comes out, you're like, whoa, dude, I'm excited. Viewers are excited. It's not necessarily rare, but it's that beautiful, you know, complete circle Venn diagram where everybody's pogged. And then, like, 2 runs later, people are like, the same item again. And you're like, okay, come on, man, just relax. We'll just take Cone-Headed. And then some days you're like, okay, on the list today, I've got to record, like, 7 Isaac episodes. And, you know, that's, like, it's not a bad thing. You know, I still feel blessed to, you know, that's what kind of, like, a not excited day looks like. And I still have fun doing the content. But it's not really, like, the level of excitement due to the novelty is a little bit lower, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so now that we've couched that in a bunch of expectations, yesterday was a lot of fun. Hitman 3 came out. We played through the first 4 missions in that. Seems like a very good game. Lots to complain about as well, and it's not even, like, game-related, but, you know, the fact that... And it's just, like, one of the worst examples of, like, always online. It's like the classic always online horror story, right, baby? She's like, yeah, I heard you. Where, like, you know, you got a game, you know, on launch day. You need to be connected to access some of the features, but the servers go down because the game is popular. And you're like, you know, when you're playing a multiplayer game, you're still frustrated by it, but you're like, okay, yeah, I understand I have to be online. When you're playing Hitman, you're like, look, I get that you're trying to maintain, like, the integrity of the leaderboards by forcing people to be online so you can, you know, verify that they're not messing with the game files or whatever to get a great leaderboard score, but, like, I'm just trying to play the game. I'm not trying to, like, is it worth getting the cheaters out of the game to not let people play the game on launch day? Well, eventually, like, I'm sure within, like, probably even today, now that it's not launch day anymore, the servers are probably sorted, but it's still frustrating at the time, right? But apart from that, very, very good game. Had a lot of fun playing it. And then today, we're knocking out one of those subscriber milestones that honestly have been coming faster than I thought. You know, it's funny because in a way, like, and this is not to complain at all, but when I made those subscriber milestones, like, you know, Doki Doki Literature Club and so on and so forth, I made them, like, last February or something like that, and I assumed that we'd probably get to, like, them all within a year. Instead, we got to, like, 2 of them. And again, that's not an indictment of the community. If anything, it means, you know, I just wasn't having that kind of, like, mass appeal, at least at the time. You know, I don't take it as, like, oh, well, if you guys just started a trending Twitter hashtag, then we could have gotten all the Planet Zoo so much earlier. But, so in a weird way, it's taken longer than I expected. And also, now, with the success of, like, chess and Sporkle and stuff like that, they're kind of, like, whipping around, like, way faster than they used to. So we're kind of simultaneously... Oh, I missed the Tinted Rock. Missed the dang Tinted Rock, baby. Oh, she's smiling like crazy. What? Yeah. You like watching Daddy work? Yeah, it's not really that... You know, I mean, you wouldn't feel sorry for me. Let's put it that way. Although, I will say, unlike a lot of YouTubers, I am wearing real pants right now. With the button and a fly and everything, despite it being 9:30 a.m. I'm really, in many ways, like a real businessman. But anyway, so, like, today, we're doing that League of Legends content, you know? And we're doing it with a YouTuber and Twitch streamer by the name of Ross Boomsocks, who is, you know, familiar with the content and also a fan of League of Legends, who can kind of walk me through it. I've done the tutorials, and, you know, I've played Dota and stuff like that. I don't know, but it's crazy to me. People are, like, nervous about the content, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking? We're just playing, like, 2 games of a MOBA or whatever, maybe, like, 3 or 4 games of a MOBA. We'll see how long we can go, but, you know, you don't have to be nervous. It's not like I'm gonna, you know, I'm 32 years old. I'm not just gonna be like, this sucks, end stream. It's just an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm excited to check it out. I was also pleased to announce I did not die once during the tutorial, which I think means I may be the greatest League of Legends player of all time. I got many CS and last hits, and I just bought whatever the tutorial told me to buy. So I'm excited for that. It's kind of like new stuff, right? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Look, there's no risk of me becoming like a League of Legends channel. Mostly because, you know, I'm kind of late to the party on that, and also because, you know, I'm not very good at MOBAs. Played a lot of Dota and had some games in the mid-tier, but You know, definitely you wouldn't be like, oh, we gotta watch this guy. He's like incredible. He's gonna teach us how to get a Hand of Midas as Yasuo by 6 minutes. You know, I'm more just like, yeah, I'll do. You know, I'll just stay in the lane and I just do what my carry tells me to do, right? So I wouldn't consider this a watershed moment for the channel. I am gonna have to rework some of the subscriber milestones. I know, like. I made them in a different time, right? I thought they would be done slowly and consistently over the course of, like, you know, let's say a year. Instead, they were kind of done. It took a while. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. The y-intercept on the graph of subscriber milestones was pretty high. Like, it took or maybe I'm thinking of it, maybe it was negative. I'm not good at this, like, 2D mathematics, right? Basically, it took longer than I expected to start hitting some of the milestones. And then they ended up being, like, very quick. So not really spaced out as much as I thought they would. So, you know, I'm committed. For sure we're going to do 850, which is ranking every item in Isaac on a tier list. That's like the crown jewel. I'm excited to do that one. It's going to take like probably a whole 5-hour stream, but it's if not a little longer because I know myself, but I think that'll be fun. And I do want to do a horror game, which I think was like 830 or something, like 830,000 subscribers. It won't be Alien Isolation like I wrote. Honestly, I mentioned this like a year ago when I made it, but I really thought Alien Isolation was like 5 hours long. And then I looked it up, and it's like 20. And do me a favor and don't look up the speed run before you. I'm pretty sure that wasn't set on their first run. But yeah, we'll work out some kind of horror game, something that I can do on the stream in like in a few hours maybe. And I want to stream Planet Zoo as well. But following, like, once we get through these milestones, probably gonna make the ones from like 850 to 900,000 a little bit more spaced apart. And you know, it might seem like, oh, that's gonna mean it like takes longer to get them. I honestly think the actual change will just be that I'll have to delay them a lot less when they happen. I mean, the other reason that the milestones have been kind of delayed is because A, like, we, you know, had a baby in the middle of you know, some good subscriber growth, and then B, like, having the baby puts a real premium on the time, so you got to kind of knock out like the base level stuff as well, right? So, but yeah, we're working on it, and thanks. Like, honestly, genuinely, this has been like the most growth the YouTube channel has had since, like, I don't know, 2016 probably. So it feels good. It feels like we're getting the, you know, the content, in my opinion, has always been. I'll say I think it's been good, you know, over that 4-year period. There've been like 17 times people were like, this is a new golden age, right? But it didn't necessarily, the numbers analytically were not moving in the right direction. They weren't really moving in the wrong direction. They were just kind of going sideways, which is fine. But yeah, it feels like we got some good momentum now. But for now, thanks for watching. We pulled this one out after a period of not really getting a whole heck of a lot of help in the early game there. But apart from that, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, I am live every day but Saturday, 11 to 4 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/Northernlion. Come watch. I'll see you there.